Why 350,000 people cross Malaysia-Singapore daily?
That's a lot of people each day, but I feel like out of 3,500 of them, 3,400, I'm not going to say the number. Two of them were us.
Yeah, we crossed that dang border in a video. If you want to check it out on our vlog channel, Tri-Fit Lifestyle, the link is down in the description below. You can watch that beautiful video where we cross on a train over the bay river thing, because I guess it's not a river, it's actually part of the ocean, but it looks like a river, but you cross it on a train.
I'm curious to know more about this because the road was just busy all night. So I'm curious to know the reason. Obviously, I have some guesses. One of them would be people live in Johor for the cheaper cost of living and work in Singapore. People live in Singapore and shop in Johor. That's all I can think of.
350,000 people crossing one single bridge just takes a long fracking
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Even if there's a train in the middle.
Yep. But let's do this. Here we go.
This is the Johor-Singapore Causeway, and every
Oh.
day around 350,000 people travel from Malaysia to Singapore on this route. Although most of the people you'll find here are on their way to work or school, the journey isn't as easy as you think. Despite the distance between Johor Bahru in Malaysia to the town of Woodlands in Singapore being only around 2.5 kilometers, the journey is a hard challenge and often becomes a test of patience. The causeway often faces bad traffic congestion, turning a 45-minute journey to about 2, 3, or even 4 hours of travel time. And that's only for one way. Imagine how long this will take you to do this back and forth. Alongside this
shorter for
problem,
us.
commuters also face
was.
long queues at the border checkpoints. But why do hundreds of thousands of people willingly endure this hassle of a journey? Here are 3 reasons why. The first reason is the obvious one: opportunity. Majority of travelers crossing the border are Malaysians who have chosen to work or study in Singapore. The financial benefits, including higher salaries and wages, are a major incentive for many Malaysians to make the daily commute across the border. Because if they earn Singaporean dollars instead of the Malaysian ringgit, it would allow them to afford a relatively higher standard of living and purchasing power in Malaysia. The second reason is cost of living. Singapore is the most expensive city to live in the world. Housing prices in the country have reached unprecedented
All right, we don't need to
levels.
watch this anymore. The answer is money
Yeah.
for everything.
Half of it's money so far, and I'm guessing the second half is money.
And with sky-high rent prices that only increases each year, this makes many Malaysians and even some Singaporeans to choose to live in Johor Bahru in Malaysia instead. The lower cost of living in JB, especially in terms of rent and property prices, makes the daily commute worthwhile for these individuals. The third reason for the daily commute between Malaysia and Singapore is family tie. Some individuals may have family members living on both sides of the border, leading to the need for frequent travel. Simply maintaining connections with friends and family is deeply ingrained in Asian culture. Family plays a central role, and this is a reason why Malaysians often prioritize staying close to their loved ones rather than moving to Singapore completely. However, the challenges of commuting between the two countries continue to mount,
Kind of still
with no
connected to money.
immediate solution in sight. And despite all the reasons mentioned, daily travelers are growing tired of the commute, and they do not recommend it at all. The truth is, the journey is a hassle, as people traveling this route do this back and forth every single day. And because of this,
Should make
both
a
the
few more
Malaysian and
bridges.
Singaporean government is aware of the issues and has been working on various initiatives to
What?
improve the commuting
More
experience.
bridges?
An ongoing solution to this is the RTS Link, a 4-kilometer light rail project costing
light
2.9 billion Singaporean dollars, set to connect Johor Bahru to Singapore by the end of 2026. It aims to ease traffic congestion on the causeway, benefiting hundreds of thousands of daily commuters. The RTS Link, once completed, will be able to carry 10,000 passengers per hour in both directions, providing a much-needed solution to the long-standing commuting challenges between Malaysia and Singapore. As both countries continue to work together to address the challenges of commuting,
So I wonder if
traveler-
the Malaysian cars coming into Singapore, do they have to pay some sort of tax for the car thing? Because we know Singapore has that like car limit.
Yeah, that's interesting. And like there's the EV incentives, I think, in Singapore or
Yeah.
whatever. So
Or does that
can
just
you
not
take?
apply?
Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be something with that because a lot of them are cars, and a lot of them would be bikes even too. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe if they leave Singapore by the end of the day or whatever, they don't
Yeah,
count.
yeah, that's
So,
true. I saw something too recently that JB or Johor, I think, was implementing a tax where if people come and they leave on the same day and they buy something in JB, they have to pay taxes on it, which is
see that
interesting.
it, you would think like, oh, that's good for the people because we'll get some more taxes, but it's probably just gonna prevent some people from just going.
Yeah, yeah,
Depending on how big the tax is. If the tax was so big that it made it a similar price to Singapore, they'll just be like, why would I waste the time to go
hmm
there?
yeah. Or if it's just slightly more or slightly
Yeah.
less. Yeah,
So, I mean, it's if it's literally a 4 hour deal to cross the border, sometimes nobody's gonna go there unless they really, really want a discount.
Others can look forward to a future where the journey between Malaysia and Singapore is smoother, more efficient, and more rewarding. But for now, the challenges can only be resolved as a test of resilience and determination. If you enjoyed this type of content, try watching our
But yeah, the thoughts are the same. It's all money.
it'd be very interesting to work. Say you work for 8 hours, but your commute is only a few kilometers, but it's 4 hours in the morning and 4 hours at night.
That's a lot of commuting time. I assume a lot of people will just try to leave at like if let's say the it gets really, really, really busy at like 8 a.m. or something, they'd try to like leave at 6 a.m. or something. Get there instead of taking 4 hours, they just wait in line for an hour or two, and then they just sit there and wait for their job to start.
Yeah, which is just a waste of time also in the end. The determination and patience.
Huh, that's an interesting thing. I mean, if we've seen that in a lot of countries. I mean, it happens in the U.S. too. People will go work for 8 hours and they'll have a hour commute that actually ends up taking 2 hours when they sit in traffic on the way home every day.
hmm
But we've seen that in a lot of the big cities in Asia. Is like people will sit in traffic for hours and hours and hours and hours just to work at this job where they make they make a lot more than they would have at a place probably locally to them, but it's not enough more where for people like us would be like, oh yeah, let's do it. 8 hours of commuting.
I mean, this is like one of the more modern border crossings in the world. They're modern ways where they're even having a rail that can go straight for it.
Yeah, it's one of the easiest by far.
Yeah.
And so apparently it's not easy enough. They need a way to like
Nothing is
have
ever
like
easy enough.
they have to have like facial recognition and like stickers on the cars or something to just be able to like ding ding good
Yeah, I'm
go.
sure a lot of the checkpoints and the documents and all that are the biggest holdup.
Yeah. They could probably implement something. I mean, I'm sure one rail will help, but it won't do enough.
No, for sure. Because a lot of the people that were driving will still drive.
Yeah. But thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoy this. Is an interesting video. I probably just seeing this figure of 350,000 people could have told you basically what they said in this video, that
Yeah.
people want
Yeah.
more money.
Yeah. And basically all of it was about money.
Yeah. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye.